the screenshots to my email inbox. Please keep them coming whenever you feel necessary. I get a kick out of dumbass Derwood Grady 4666 not telling everything because I know a lot more than most and I don't want certain people to twist it before we fix this. Well, you know a lot more than most. I'm not sure that that's true, Derwood. Or is it? You don't want certain people to twist it? What's it? And who are we? And what is it that you're trying to fix? You're indicating in your language that you're trying to help probably Daniel and Janie fix this situation. With all of the key knowledge that they've given you, unless you're one of the suspects and are involved in this situation. I don't really like looking at Derwoods, but this guy makes me laugh, so I figured, why not? People are over in, I think this is a Criming Shames chat, talking to Derwood. There's Drippy's Thoughtsicle. Drippy's Thoughtsicle. 1537. Derwood says, Daniel says he never spanked. You say he did. So Derwood is telling people that Daniel spanked the kids. Why are you tossing your friend under the bus? People go after Derwood in chats. He loves the attention, guys. He loves this. He loves putting himself in an elevated position of knowledge when it comes to the case of Jack and Lily Sullivan. It's for that reason why it's worth just keeping an eye on what it is that he says, in my opinion. Oh, some classic insight from old Darren Geddes here. So many people making total fools of themselves. Like yourself? I'm really starting to laugh at how desperately stupid most of these podcast idiots are. And how they will do or say anything for subscribers, views, and a few cents. I must be very rare. I'm 65 and have a full head of curly hair and a mustache whenever I want to grow it. Come on, people. Start showing some honesty / truth and common sense. Please. Derwood, aren't you homeless? What is the fact that you are a very rare individual being 65 with a full head of curly hair and a mustache? Janie's really stroking that ego inside that trailer in the driveway. Your RV lover. Oh, yeah. Why don't you turn the lights down a little low if this thing did have some lights? And we'll put on a little Barry White. And I'll cook you some mac and cheese for supper there, Derwood. Come on over and I'll give you a massage in the old bed from 1978. Oh, yeah. Such a manly man. Derwood wants people to start showing some common sense? What would constitute people making total fools of themselves, such as Derwood? Just love to talk in generalities and to nothing in particular, just an overall flawed observation of a place where you're completely engaged. You're the one with the YouTube at Derwood O'Grady 4666, so you must be speaking about yourself, who's partaking eagerly in all of the conversation, trying to steal a little bit of attention and steer the narrative in a way that is just impossible and was without common sense and flawed logic, you stooge. You're such a fool and have been since the day that you opened your mouth on It's a Criming Shame, Tubby. Just a brief follow-up from my previous rant this morning. Daphne, from Daphne's Case Files, wrote, hey, man, that's not even the gist of it. There's a shite show going on behind the scenes with these fundraisers. And I have to probe you at this point in time, Daphne. Please come back to me in the comments and let me know. Let's get the conversation started. It sounds like there's more to it than I know. I know about the Cheryl and Haley debacle and the GoFundMe money earlier on in the case. Is that what you were referring to? Or is there other instances since then that's going on behind the scenes with certain individuals who are essentially branding Jack and Lily and their disappearance and allotting them and calling things a fundraiser? Okay? We've been here before. If you're engaged in that sort of activity, one, you're a complete douchebag, clueless, and you only think that you're trying to help because you've talked yourself into it. It's a little bit early in this situation. It's a tad bit early to be raising money of any kind for any particular reason. Now, it goes back to, here, let me switch over. It kind of falls back into the need to be raising money and raising money on behalf. There's absolutely no reason for people to be doing that when there's things like the federal income support of parents of unalived or missing children. The FISPMMC grant is a Canadian federal program that provides monthly financial assistance to eligible parents or legal guardians who suffer a severe work disruption because their child under 18 at the time of the disappearance or death is missing or presumed confirmed unalived. Now, the purpose is to ease financial hardship when parents cannot work due to the emotional trauma and active involvement in the search or criminal investigation. So, hey, Haley, or all you people who are raising all of this money that Malaya was fighting over in the beginning, did you pass her off to this particular program for Malaya? Should Malaya have qualified for this, no matter the suspicion of her, she potentially would or could. But yet you want to take it upon yourself for reasons of your own vanity to make it look like you're the super helper in this situation, as opposed to really help an individual who needs it. I despise these people. I despise the types of individuals that at day one feel the need to go and raise money on behalf of these people. That's true exploitation of the situation. You're branding Jack and Lily Sullivan, charging people money and talking them in to sending you money for something that is not going to help, is not going to do any good in the particular moment, especially in a situation that you've got no idea about what is actually occurring or has occurred. Having these stupid fundraisers is nothing but a way for an individual to look virtuous in a situation. Self-aggrandizing. And this yes, ma'am, you need to shut the F up, okay, in my comment section. You walking around pretending to be virtuous and taking the side and overlooking the points that were brought up is not doing anybody any good. Make a point. You can't argue a mute point. Trying to throw it back in my face because I'm not there searching. That's not my job, dumbass. We don't need to search in this circumstance because we know the kids are in one particular place and there's two people involved that know where that place is. Maybe more. Shut the hay up. Yeah, and yes, ma'am, until you're in this position and talking about these cases to great lengths and depths, you're not going to be able to relate necessarily to the bizarre things that go on and people observe. You're just watching it from the other end, forming your own limited opinion. You don't know one way or the other, especially you don't know enough in this questionable situation to sit there and fight on behalf of this ridiculous organization in that sense. And what they're supposedly trying to accomplish here. Aside from attention and using the case to bolster their own image. They were asked by Belinda early on to get involved, so I'm not so hard on them in the circumstance. It just seems like a waste of time with how they're approaching it. You're coming up in these comments, this yes ma'am. Oh, the source, what they need from the area they go to, they source what they need from the area they go to. What, like scent dogs, cadaver dogs, like they're just readily available? Are they going to go into their own wallet in order to get them? Or are they going to try to turn around and raise money from the public in order to try to get something pointless accomplished so it looks as though they're doing something in this circumstance? Wrong effing approach. Finance things yourself. But the point to all of that is it's not about the legitimacy or what it is that they're trying to accomplish in this circumstance. They're trying to help Belinda because of information that she felt important way back at the time. That's her prerogative if she wants to get this Please Bring Me Home involved. I don't have to think it's a good idea, though. And considering what it is and how they portray themselves in the media and the violations and the problems that are already occurring before they've even came to sight, it has me wondering, and that makes it a relevant question. But somebody did bring up an interesting case, like, even though it is a violation of privacy and it's Malaya, they did technically, should that text message be legitimate between Chrissy, what was her name? Chrissy Tavern in Malaya? Should it be as legit as we're treating it? Then it kind of contributed in that sort of way. You know what I mean? So it's a silly situation to begin with. I just don't like how they're representing their approach to things. You don't even have to mention all of that, but you're representing it in a way that is questionable. That's all. Don't want to put words in their mouths. It's better to say nothing. Just say, we're here, right? We're here, and we're here to search. We're going to contribute it with our own search, do our thing. Send our information off to the RCMP and get on with things. The fact that Belinda asked them to come is okay by me. That's fine. But it's the approach that I question. In a nutshell. Nice fucking yes, ma'am's comment. Get out of here, you tool. So it's bizarre for you guys to listen to. I know, because it's almost a mixed message that I'm sending. It is and it's not. At the end of the day, you can go and make, you can go and form your own business in that sense. Your own non-for-profit in order to try to contribute to these circumstances when it's just often somebody wanting to get involved in their own certain way. Okay, you want us to come? We'll search. Is it going to be very effective? Very difficult time believing that this method is going to be effective when you rely solely on donations from the public. Something's not right with that whole system. But listen, it's a mixed message in a way, because I'm saying that, hey, look at what Malaya's response was to a bunch of people privately coming and doing their own search. whether it be volunteers or professionals. That's not the argument here. It doesn't matter. Volunteers can look just as easy as professionals. That's not the argument. It's not the issue with all of this. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, and promises. It's not like I won't get off. But what I'm saying is that when you see this, here, let me pull it up. When you see that come through, my last was a rant on this organization just letting this slip through into the public realm or sending out their message, because who else is going to share it? Maybe Malaya did actually share this out. I don't know. Or maybe it was this Chrissy Tavern from Please Bring Them Home. I'd be interested to know that. But how is it that we get this? But I mean, that to me tells me that things are a little shadier and behind the scenes. At the same breath, I'm glad that we have this text message. It's such a bizarre thing to say. You know, the scenario isn't right. We didn't need this necessarily, but take a look at what Malaya's response was to a bunch of individuals that were there just to help. I guess what I'm really trying to say is my problem is that they've taken more time in accumulating attention from the mainstream media just solely based off of the fact that Belinda mentioned them and wanted to bring them in earlier on in the situation. There's nothing wrong with that. Who cares if they're very good or if they're any good at what it is that they do? The point was, at the time, Belinda was reaching out to different places, and she probably did a Google search to help her. No big problem with any of that. My problem lies with how things develop. That's all. That's where these questions are coming from. But then I look at this and I'm like, wow. Look what Malaya's response was to that. And you think that I would be in agreement with Malaya. And this is something that is contributing to the development in a certain way to the case, you could argue. It's kind of like the same as Tint's interview to a degree. It's hard to get behind somebody who effectively gets an interview in a less than open method, even though it captured a person's true feelings or shows, or there's information within that that's so important to developing the next steps in this situation of finding Jack and Lily. It's not something that you want to endorse, but you don't want to dismiss the information. Whatever. Whatevs. I don't want people to start hating on this organization necessarily. I'm just ranting. I'm just scrutinizing the hell over what is really going on back there. It's not like they've just bestowed themselves and their services upon the case. Again, they were asked early on. So, based off of that, you have to work with Belinda in that sense to see what she's happy with, right? Of course, maybe that would develop and differ over a period of time. No way I'm saying that these people shouldn't come out and search. I'm saying that they shouldn't come out and search just once. It is difficult, which always comes down to resources and money and how long can we effectively be out there. You've really got to hone down where it is and what it is that you want to do in order to make it worthwhile. See, the walking around and searching waterways made a lot more sense way back in May, June, when we didn't know as much as we do now. But again, I believe it would probably be up to Belinda in that sense over how she feels, because she's the person dealing with them. The point is, it's hard to say no to volunteers who are coming out to search, no matter if you agree with the color of shoes that they're wearing or what. Doesn't matter. They're coming out volunteering their time to search. Great. That's all you can ask for. So maybe I went a bit far. It still doesn't take away from the points that I've made already. I just didn't have to be such an ass. I didn't have to get so worked up, maybe. And yes, man, this statement in my comment section is just you making the mistake and not engaging in the arguments very well. You want to somehow turn it and spin it back against me because this is such a wonderful organization. Well, who the fuck are you and how do you know? Get bent. Stop undermining the points that I was trying to make. And turn around and then put words in my mouth and use it against me in my comment section? Come on now. Come on now. Come on. You, yes ma'am, are in no position to be virtue signaling in my comment section about anything, especially comparing somebody else's not yet attempted effort compared to what it is that you perceive I do over here. You're not in a position to know. You're not in a position to know. But I do appreciate it nonetheless. Sarcastically. And I'm not using it as an excuse to pile on this organization. You would think the individuals have the best intentions in mind.